Under the regime of Democratic Kampuchea, the people of Cambodia were exposed to forced labor, starvation, and executions. It is believed that at least 1.7 million people died during this regime. Some surviving evidence of what happened includes Tuol Sleng Prison, where at least 12,000 people were reportedly executed. 33 years later, on February 27, 2008, Gen Gek Ew, alias Duk, former director of S21, otherwise known as Tuol Sleng Prison, performed a crime scene reenactment along with victims who were former S21 detainees, the co-prosecutors, the co-investigating judges, and co-lawyers. Duk is the first to stand trial on charges of crimes against humanity, war crimes, and crimes punishable under the Cambodian Penal Code of 1956. Victims, both from Cambodia and abroad, including witnesses, experts, civil parties, and the general public, have taken part in the proceedings before the extraordinary chambers in the courts of Cambodia. More than 30,000 people followed the first trial from the public gallery. Van Nat, one of 7 known former inmates who survived the prison, was the first survivor to testify before the court on June 29, 2009. ខ្ញុំបានមិនដែលនឹកសម័យថាខ្ញុំបានមកអង្គុយបកស្រាយនៅមុខអង្គសវនាការទាំងថ្ងៃនេះទេដល់ខ្ញុំបានមានលទ្ធភាពចូលមកបានជម្រាបជូនបកស្រាយជូនអង្គសវនាការដល់ទូលំទូលាយនេះខ្ញុំបានមានទយោកិត្តិយសក្រៃលែងខ្ញុំបានអត់មានចង់បានអ្វីទេវត្ថុដែលខ្ញុំបានចង់បានគឺរបស់ដែលមើលមិនឃើញគឺវាជាយុត្តិធម៌មួយ Mr. Chum Mei, another Tuol Sleng prison survivor, filed a complaint with the court as a civil party. The wife of law professor Pung Ton, a former diplomat in the 1960s, survived the executions along with her daughter. They filed a complaint as civil parties with a view to searching for the truth about the death of their husband and father, who is believed to have been executed at S21 in 1977. Mrs. Pung Gut Suntari had never dreamed that today would come to pass. Mrs. Pungut Suntari cooperated with Bopana Audio Resource Center to make a documentary film on her father entitled About My Father. As part of the ECCC's nationwide outreach program, the film was screened in 16 provinces and cities. From January to May 2010, more than 10,900 people viewed the film on the eve of their departure for Phnom Penh to visit the Khmer Rouge Tribunal and S21. The visits give the people of Cambodia an opportunity to find lost relatives they have been awaiting for more than 30 years. One example is the case of Hen Cha, who made the journey on March 25, 2010. She is a native of Kampong Cham province. She found photos of her uncle and her aunt. Today, 400 victims who are also civil parties are participating in the third forum organized by the Victim Support Section. The purpose of this forum is to foster understanding of the prominent role played by civil parties who may put evidence in proof of harm before the chamber and seek mental and collective reparation. The extraordinary chambers in the courts of Cambodia is the first tribunal of its kind which allows victims to participate directly in the court proceedings as civil parties.
ការសុំតាំងខ្លួននេះមិនមែនទៅនឹងពីម្សិលថ្ងៃនេះទេខ្ញុំត្រៀមលក្ខណៈនឹងរាប់ឆ្នាំមកហើយបានខ្ញុំលះបង់ពេលវេលាមានតម្លៃនេះក្នុងការចូលរួមនេះមកពីខ្ញុំឈឺចាប់ចាហើយបើមានសាលាក្តីហើយខ្ញុំត្រូវតែចូលរួមចាដើម្បីទៅថាស្វែងរកការពិតចានឹងចង់បានភាពយុត្តិធម៌ជូនអ្នកដែលបងខ្ញុំដែលបានបាត់បង់ជីវិតទៅគឺគាត់បាត់នៅស21នឹងចាចំនួន3នាក់ហើយក្មួយស្រីម្នាក់ទៀត
Meanwhile, a civil party in case numbers 1 and 2, Nim Kim Hun, a resident of Tam Min village, is seeking to discover why her 2 elder brothers and an elder sister-in-law were executed. Her parents support her wish to continue the task. Nim Kim Hun is well known to her fellow villagers in the commune, who ask for her assistance in filing applications. Nim Kim Hun also brought a total of 60 villagers to the victim support section on January 14th, 2010. Mr. Newcassie, the outreach coordinator of the victim support section, outlines the main purposes of the complainants.
បំណងសំខាន់របស់គាត់គឺមាន3ទី1គឺចង់បានយុត្តិធម៌ទី2គឺថាគាត់ចង់ឲ្យការរងទុក្ខឈឺចាប់របស់គាត់នឹងមានការទទួលស្គាល់ដឹងឮនិងទទួលស្គាល់ហើយទី3ទៀតគឺការរងទុក្ខរបស់គាត់នឹងឲ្យមានការចងចាំជាប្រវត្តិសាស្ត្រ
Upon completion of the process of receiving complaints, 8,190 victims from all 24 provinces in Cambodia submitted their complaints, including 280 from abroad. Now we are meeting with a civil party applicant in case number 2. Mr. Uk Sun Lai lives in Wat village. Because of the loss of his wife and his children under the Khmer Rouge regime, he filed a civil party application, although he had to wait a long time for the establishment of the tribunal. Mr. Uk Sun Lai has been living alone since the fall of the Khmer Rouge regime. Today, with 3 incense sticks, Sun Lai has crossed the Mekong River and the vast expanse of sand, heading towards Ko Chung village. His wife and all his children were killed at the tip of this island. Along the way, Sun Lai remembers the time when he, his family, and 2 other families were being transported by ox cart to be executed here. An elderly man with a scarf wrapped around his neck called Kut Tul admitted that he was the one who drove the ox cart. The standing mourn tree is the only trace and remainder of the extermination of the 3 families.
ការតាំងខ្លួនជាដើមមិនដឹងរដ្ឋបវេនីនេះដើម្បីប្តឹងពួកមេដឹកនាំជាន់ខ្ពស់និងអ្នកទទួលខុសត្រូវខ្ពស់បំផុតនៃរបបកម្ពុជាប្រជាធិបតេយ្យពីបទសម្លាប់មនុស្សនៅកម្ពុជានេះក្នុងគោលបំណងទី1ឲ្យច្បាប់ដាក់ទណ្ឌកម្មពួកដែលប្រព្រឹត្តអំពើកាយសាហាវក្នុង ទី2ដើម្បីឲ្យតុលាការជាតិអន្តរជាតិក៏ដូចជាសកលលោកទាំងអស់ទទួលស្គាល់ថានៅកម្ពុជាមានអំពើសម្លាប់មនុស្សអំពើមនុស្សឃាតឬក៏របបវាវិឃាតហើយទី3ដើម្បីនឹងអនុជនចំនួនក្រោយកូនខ្ញុំចៅខ្ញុំដែលស្លាប់បាត់ទៅនឹងចារឹកទុកជាប្រវត្តិសាស្ត្រ
Case number 2, which concerns those who are alleged to be the most senior leaders of democratic Kampuchea. The 4 accused persons are Ing Sari, aged 85, former Deputy Prime Minister in charge of Foreign Affairs; Nun Chia, aged 84, former Deputy Secretary of the Communist Party of Kampuchea, a member of the CPK Central and Standing Committees, and Chairman of the Democratic Kampuchea People's Assembly; Ing Tirit, aged 78, former Minister of Social Affairs; and Khieu Sampan, aged 77, former Head of State of Democratic Kampuchea. A judgment in the first trial against Duke is expected in the coming months. Also, other victims in general, be they witnesses or civil parties, are aware of the proceedings before the extraordinary chambers in the courts of Cambodia. For instance, a survey by the International Republic Institute shows that 82% of the Cambodian people have learned about the Khmer Rouge Tribunal, and 70% think that the tribunal will render justice.